Hello friends, Claude Code helps to bring your ideas to life as a living, breathing SaaS product. Its agentic AI capabilities are best in class, so you can use them to build your own SaaS product from scratch within few weeks. In this video, we will talk about the installation of Claude Code on a Ubuntu 24.04 system, and then we'll also do a real coding task, and we'll also do authentication for headless mode, and I'll guide you on how you can keep it running 24/7 so it can work even when you're sleeping. Let's get to it. Okay, so I have a VMware virtual machine set up for this. Now I have a Windows system that I use, but then Claude works on Windows. Let's have a look at the supported operating systems. Yeah, so it supports Mac, Windows, and Ubuntu, but my personal experience is that the Cloud or Google Gemini or Codex, right? They perform a lot better on Linux because they are meant to be a Linux native. Either Linux or Mac OS works much better for them. So how I prefer to do it is by setting a virtual machine, or a better way will be that I can rent out a cloud server, maybe on AWS, or Hetzner is better and cheaper. So it will hardly cost like $8 to $9, and you can rent a server from Hetzner for a month or so, and you can set it up there, and you can keep it always on, and you can use your mobile phone for development and even your laptop for using the browser-based terminal that I'm going to show you in this session. So this is the Claude official installation page. I will post the details in the description section of this link as well. And now let's look at the install command. So there is a one line install. Now to connect to this VM, I am using Tabby terminal, which is a beautiful terminal. Let's just punch this command here and wait for the magic to happen. So Tabby or Putty or any terminal that you use are actually great, but their limitation is that they are not designed for a higher level of interaction that Claude Code provides. You cannot upload or download things. You cannot punch in voice commands natively here in Tabby or Putty. So that's where we'll be using a more advanced form of it, that is Orchestratia, and I'll show you how you can do that. So first part is done. Our installation is complete. Now let me go to the running directory and let me launch Claude Code from here. And it will give you various options. I prefer dark mode. To be honest, I have not tried any other mode so far because the need didn't arrive. And you need to put your subscription details here. So I use a max subscription. So I'll say Cloud account with subscription, and it will try to open a browser. But remember, we want to do it in a headless mode. So then it will show this URL, which I can just copy and put it in my browser. So I'll just, yeah. So I just clicked on it and it took me to my system browser. But I think the URL didn't came completely. So let's just copy it properly and let me paste it here. And I am already logged in into Claude, so it will take my logged in access from my browser, and I will click on authorize, and then it will give me the authentication code here. So I'll copy the code here and let me paste the code. That's it. The login is successful and I can press enter to continue, right? And you have to say, yes, I trust this folder. So this is perfect, right? But there are a few limitations, like if I close this terminal from here, right? The session will die and so will the Claude Code. And it has 1 million token of context. So tokens are the language of LLMs. 1 million token is a fairly generous context, and if I just close it by mistake, I lost all the context, and then again I have to start from the scratch. So think of it as LLM will be learning, so Cloud Code will be learning as you interact with it, and that learning window is set to 1 million. But if it's closed abruptly, if you have to, let's say, go somewhere, or you cannot continue the work and you close it, you lose all the remaining token from within that session with all the learning that it had, right? So a better way to use it is by using Orchestratia. So you can just go to orchestratia.com. And from here, you can leverage the advanced capabilities that gives you the maximum level of interaction and the flexibility to work from anywhere and absolutely any time. So first thing that I need to do here is I need to go to servers. And you can create a free account, of course, on Orchestratia. You need not pay anything to use Orchestratia. As far as your users are like 2, 3, 4 sessions, which is what you will mostly need. So click on register a server and I will see Claude training, or you can give it any name, generic token. My token is here and I'll copy the token. Sorry, I'll copy the install command from here, and it supports Linux, Mac, and Windows, all three, so that works for me. And from here, let me go to my terminal. Let me exit this Claude Code momentarily, and let me paste the command to install Orchestratia, and I need to enter my password. And it's doing the installation, so just give it a moment. Okay, so it was able to detect Claude Code from here, right? So we are good. We should be registered in Orchestratia. Let's see if we can see our server there now. Just refresh the server pool, and you can see our server is added here, right? Now, to get started, you need to create a project. So I will name this project as my training or my session or whatever. So create project. And now we want to create a session in this project workbench, right? So I'll say start first session. And here I will say Claude and I'll say ORC and Claude Training is our server and I can see start session. And that's it. Your session is started, right? So let me just pop it out. So that's the best mode that I found to work. And from here, right, you will be able to interact it in a much advanced way. So again, let's go back to training directory, and I can exit from here, right? I don't need this tabby anymore. Now this is connected all the time. So even if I close this browser window, right, it will be there in my workbench and I can always pop it out, right? So that's it. Unless I actually shut down my system or I kill this tmux session. This is our tmux session actually in the backend, right? It will keep on working for me. Now, I wanted to show you like how you can use Claude in a real life project. So we have a small project here and we can create a README for that. So let me just upload the file that I have demo API.gz. It will take a moment, and this file is uploaded in this path, right? So let me just say cd, or let's be lazy. So let me just do cd. Now the file is uploaded on the server, and we have the path. Let's use Claude to do all the heavy lifting. And here is our Claude. So hey Claude, I have copied my project files on this location. Can you get in this directory to start working on that? And then I'll give you the path. And let Claude do the magic for us. Okay. Perfect. So it has extracted this file for us. And now the task we'll do is we just create a README file for it, right? So let's ask it to create a README file. Can you create a README file for this project by looking at the project detail? And let me open a parallel session here. So I'll say start new session. And again, I'll say session 2 or something like this. Create session. It will land me to the home directory and I can always go to training. Okay, so it has created the README for us. And that's in demo API directory. So from here, I can do cat dot slash demo API slash README. Slash, oh, sorry, README is capital, readme.md, and I can have a look at it. Let's just go through it. Okay, a simple Flask-based task management. So most of your projects probably don't have a good README, and you can use Claude to do that. But like I said, we will be using Claude to do some advanced development, and you can use multiple sessions with Orchestratia, right? And you can run Claude in parallel sessions. So to extract more value. And then you can actually do a proper orchestration of having multiple different coding agents, including Claude, including Gemini, including Codex, and you can assign tasks to them using Orchestratia. I will do a more detailed demo later, but I think we are going to stop at this point. Now, one more important setting that I want to talk about is models. So let me just hit on model, right? So Claude has many different models, and by default, it will land you to the latest and most powerful model, Opus 4.7 with 1 million context. But then you can use Sonnet for most of your task. Or even Haiku, but don't use Haiku for development. Haiku is more useful if you want to have a chatbot in your application. There it excels in those use cases specifically. Mostly you should rely on Opus or Sonnet. And then it's not only about model, you can also set up the effort layer, right? So if I'll say effort, and from here I'll be able to change the effort layer. So for automatically it will take you to XI or extra high, right? So you can change it to high or medium. They do pretty good work and they save some token, but that's absolutely up to you. So with orchestration, you can also use one orchestration agent that will use probably extra high or max that will do most of the planning and assign tasks to other AI agents. And then you can use other agents as medium or low intelligence, right? So that will do that. Will save token, get the work done, and help you optimize it. So we'll cover all those advanced cases probably later. I think we are good to stop for this session for now. Also, if you have any queries, please put them as a comment, and I'll be more than happy to address that.